What's up, guys? How you doing? It's your homeboy Cowboy Current coming to you from, well, I'm not in Kabul, Afghanistan anymore. I'm in the big nasty Magnolia, Texas, straight here, a little north of Houston. Hope you guys can hear me. I just hooked up everything real quick. I wanted to get in touch with you guys. You know, we got the game tonight. Everything seems to be going fine. We have some situations developing. I think things are kind of lining up with Ezekiel Elliott. Let me turn this TV off real quick, guys. I think things are lining up with this Ezekiel Elliott situation. And
fantastic on this offense, and it goes without saying it's against the second and third team guys, but still.
There we go. All right. Sorry about that, guys. The TV was a little too loud, and I didn't have the remote, so. I think there's some things lining up with this Ezekiel Elliott story. Apparently, he has come back to the U.S. As of yesterday. You guys know we have the game this evening. Then you have a down day for Sunday, and then Monday is what's called there's a huge fundraiser event that the Cowboys are putting on. Ezekiel Elliott is supposed to be there Monday on the 26th, along with Amari Cooper and Dak Prescott. We're going to have all three of those guys on the golf tournament. Of course, Jerry Jones will be there. A lot of the old school Cowboys are going to be there. Michael Irvin is going to be chirping in these guys' ears, man. And you guys know Michael Irvin has put out, these guys need to talk to each other. That's not the way it works. You know, normally it's not. But Michael Irvin has kind of put out, these guys need to sit down and talk and say, hey, man, let's come together and keep this thing rolling. That's, what we had back in the day. We had, the big three. We had Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith. And, of course, back then it was a little different. The cap situation was completely different the way they did things back then. But these guys are going to have to come together to keep this team together. We've drafted too well. We've got too many good players. What happens is these players have to come together and kind of take cuts. That's why you're talking about a team-friendly deal. A team-friendly deal does not mean helping Jerry Jones out. You don't help Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has the cap is the cap. He can't pull money out of his pocket and give it to another player. But you did hear Jalen Smith talk about the business relationship with the Dallas Cowboys and how Jerry Jones has the capability to help his businesses that he has. I think he has a sunglass company, but the business opportunities he has being there with Jerry, hey, there's nothing wrong with that, having business opportunities. So if Ezekiel Elliott can get his stuff together, he probably would have a lot more sponsors if he stayed out of trouble, kept his nose clean, and just kept eating. Man, give him the Campbell's Chunky Soup, commercial, and roll with that. There's certain things he could be doing in his life that he's not getting because of the situations he's put himself in. But the contract thing, they've thrown this money at him. They've thrown a number at him. He sat down. He didn't take it. But I think he's realizing the Cowboys aren't going to move, especially they cannot move on that number until they get Dak Prescott done. After Dak Prescott's done, if Dak Prescott does a team-friendly deal, then it's going to help Ezekiel Elliott out. They could bump that number up. But unless those guys are talking to each other, Jerry Jones is the only one, and Stephen Jones, they're the only guys that know what's going on with all three collectively, So where they're standing right now, maybe something gets done with Ezekiel Elliott. If something gets done with Ezekiel Elliott, it's definitely him bending. I don't think the Cowboys are going to change their number because they've got their numbers set. They know where they're trying to get Dak in at. They know where they're trying to kind of get Amari Cooper in at. And Zeke is kind of getting the leftovers, but it's because it's not his turn. But I understand, as I've told you guys, the rookie contract deals, the way they're done, for a running back, it just doesn't fit. Any other position, you're fine. If he's a wide receiver, he plays this contract out. But as a running back, already into the prime of his career, and he's in that window. His prime is right now, and it's going to start declining within the probably next 2 years. So in the next 2 years, if he starts declining a little bit, the tread on the tires isn't there like it was before. Well, what happens is now he's trying to get a contract 2 years from now. The Cowboys think he's kind of been used up. And how many times have we seen that before? So this is why you see these running backs stepping up and trying to make something happen. So in short, we're not sure what's going on, but Ezekiel Elliott is supposedly back in Texas as of yesterday or last night. They have the game today. There's going to be a down day, which would be Sunday, which is a good opportunity, to get some things rolling. And then Monday, hopefully, at this golf tournament, they can hash some things out, sitting down with all of these guys, getting a lot of influence from Michael Irvin, some of the other, like Jay Novacek, all the guys that are supposed to be there, maybe, shooting a little word to Zeke, hey, man, take that money, man. It's a good deal. Ezekiel Elliott, if he's the second highest paid running back in the league, that's not something to smirk at. Now, normally, the normal is the next guy up gets the highest paid. But the Cowboys are not interested in resetting the market. And a matter of fact, what I think they need to do is they need to say, yeah, we are going to set the market. We're going to set the market and tell you that you paid too much for Todd Gurley. We're not going to overpay these players. Amari Cooper, they set the market with the Saints when they signed Michael Thomas. Well, we can't go off of their numbers. We got to go off of what our numbers are, what our budget is, and what we're willing to spend inside Jerry Jones' world. You know what I'm saying? That's where the numbers are. It's not what somebody else is getting. And yes, these players look at that. But if you stepped up as a player and you said, look, I signed that contract because that's the contract I wanted. I wanted that contract because I wanted to leave money on the table because I want to make sure my teammates are there for me. I want to make sure my linemen are there, which we've got those guys lined up. That's solid. But I want to make sure, we have a little money for Byron Jones down the road. And you're not talking about millions, cutting back. It's the way the contracts are set up, the guaranteed money, the way it's distributed. You can fold these contracts where it doesn't hit us so bad on the cap. And that's probably what's being worked out, I would think, this weekend. I think maybe we see something. The numbers I don't think will change. If they change, maybe like $250,000 a year or something from what they offered. It might go up a little bit, but I think they're negotiating the distribution of the money and how it's coming to him. So keep that in mind, guys. I'm just shooting that out. I probably won't live stream tonight during the game because I got a family function tonight. I've been so damn busy. I did finalize on my job. I backed out of Germany. I'm going to end up going to Bahrain, which is back to the Middle East, so I will be in the war zone again. But it is a government job. It is working for the Defense Logistics Agency. So it's a good position. It's a little bit better salary than I would have had in Germany. And everything's good to go. I just was waiting on my security clearance, and that took so long to get a secret security clearance. It took so long that another job popped up, and I went ahead and took that one. So that's where I'll be, guys. I won't be going for about a month and a half. I will be here till the start of the season. I'll start the live streams and stuff like that. But I got some breaking news within the family today, which is kind of cool. No, Cowboy Crunk is not having a baby Crunk. That's not happening. Nah, bro. I'm 50. I turned 50 in about 2 weeks, so we'll celebrate that shit later too. But anyways, guys, Cowboy Crunk, your war daddy, coming to you from Magnolia, Texas, the Big Mag Nasty. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't before. I've been up and down, but I'm going to be back on a lot more now. I had to get this thing settled with the work situation. All of that's done, under control, and I'm rolling forward, moving forward with the channel, baby. Ezekiel Elliott, get it signed this week, baby. We need you, man. But you got to do the numbers right. You got to leave a little food on the table for everybody else to eat. Zeke, we know you want to eat, but leave some money on the table for these guys. Peace.